Today we're going to discuss about connector configuration. So what exactly is a connector configuration? First of all, what is the necessity of this thing? So suppose imagine this is your GRC system and you have following systems in your project like ECC, BW, finance, SD, sales and distribution, etc. So we need to connect all the systems to GRC to perform the GRC related activities like risk analysis or automation of role administration, automation of user administration, emergency access management. So to perform these activities in these following production systems, we need to connect GRC system with the respective plugin system. Okay, after connecting, there is some sort of configuration we have to do, which is called as connector configuration. So the connection between RFC, the RFC connection, what we establish between ECC and GRC is generally referred to as connector. Hence the name connector configuration. Okay. So here in our case, in my case, because I have my system, I have only one system. I don't have ECC, which is GRC, but within GRC I have two clients. So GRC 100 and GRC 200. So I will be treating GRC 100 as GRC system and GRC 200 as ECC. So let me show you the clients first. So I'm going to SCC4 to check the list of clients available in my GRC system. So here you can see, so I will be treating here GRC 100 as GRC system and 200 as ECC. Okay. So because I don't have two systems, we have only one system here. So we will treat GRC 100 as a GRC box and GRC 200 as ECC. So that is as per this diagram. So this is the diagram now we are going to establish. So we are going to connect establish the connection between GRC 100 client with the GRC 200 client. Okay, right. So now before we start our connector configuration, there is a prerequisite. What is the prerequisite is we need a user ID for RFC connection in the plugin system, that is ECC. So user ID should be system or communication type, recommended generally communication type, and should be assigned with the necessary RFC authorizations. So this is the prerequisite before we start our connector configuration. So I need what? A user ID which is used for RFC connection in the plugin system ECC. So according to my diagram, which is ECC system, it is GRC 200. So let us log in into GRC 200 and create an ID which is called which will be used by us for RFC connection establishment. So I'm creating now an ID. So this is GRC 100 client, but I am logging into now GRC 200. So I'm logging into 200 client. Okay, now I am into 200 client. I am creating a user ID here. System is a bit slow. Okay, so let me name it as RFC user. Okay, this already exists. Okay, I'm creating RFC user 1. Just defining the mandatory fields. And I said the user type should not be dialog. So I'm defining it as a communication because we will be using this ID for RFC connection purpose. So I said the necessary authorizations should be assigned with the necessary RFC authorizations. So let me assign SAP all here because I don't have ready-made roles for this, and there is no harm assigning SAP all to a non-dialog ID because no user can log in with this communication ID even if they know the password. Okay, this is the user ID setup now. RFC user 1. Okay, I need to remember the password. So I have generated, I guess. So let me reset the password. Welcome. Okay, so the ID is ready in GRC 200 system, which is I am considering as ECC. So now log it off. Now go back to your GRC system. So this is your GRC system, which is GRC 100. So now that is a prerequisite as I told you. Now let us see. So the path for first 3 steps of connector configuration. So first 3 steps, there are total five steps in connector configuration. So the first 3 steps will be of the same path. The path is SPRO, GRC, common component settings, and integration framework. So let us go as per this path. SPRO, GRC, common component settings. Go to transaction SPRO. Here under GRC, common component settings. under that integration framework. Here, what is the first step? Create connector. So click on create connector. Okay, here it is nothing but equivalent to your SM59T code. So that is the reason I have written in the notes the material as SM59 here. So when you execute SM59, you will get the same screen. So this is the screen which you get when you go to SM59 transaction. And here the connection what we have to create is ABAP connection, because both the systems are ABAP. ECC is ABAP, and then your GRC is also ABAP system. So now let us create here. So these are the names already available. So we need to create a new name without overlapping with these names. Do not create the same name again, system will not accept. So select ABAP connections and then click on create. So if your system name is, let me go back. Okay, we need to give a new name now here without giving the same names. Okay, the name what I'm selecting here will be, let us say EC1. We'll take the system name as EC1. We'll consider if the system name is EC1, CLNT, and the client of it is 200, right? So I'm writing here 200. So we are doing it from GRC 100. So from GRC 100, we are connecting to 200. And that name is I'm writing as EC1. EC1 CLNT 200. That is the name I'm keeping here. And now this destination, whatever the RFC destination name you are creating, give the same name in the description as well. So why we need to give the description, you'll understand later. So I'll let you know why we need to give the same description here. If you don't give the same description, as a name, in future you will not see this name anywhere. You will just find the descriptions only. So it will be difficult for us to remember the descriptions of each and everything. Instead, if you give the name itself, then it would be easier for us to remember. Right, so moving on to below. So here we have technical settings. Under technical settings we have target host. So target host means the target system is ECC here. ECC means GRC 200. So GRC 200, so you have to find the host name. So as I told you, in my case I am using the same system. The host will be same for both the clients. So go to system and status to find the host. So here you have the host details. Host is India. Or the other way around, to find out the host name or server name is target host name. Go to logon pad in your desktop. Right click on the system and check the properties. There you will find the application server name. So this is the application server name. Either you can give this as well. And instance number is 00. So just give the same number. So here instance number is equivalent to a normal number here. System number. So the target host name is India. and here the system number is 00. Coming to logon and security, that is thing you have to define under technical settings. Under logon and security, language is English, client is 200. The target system I'm talking about, user ID which we created, RFC underscore user 1, and the password welcome. I have given the password as welcome. Enter. So it says user can be used for remote logon. Okay. The password status has become changed. When I save it, now it becomes saved condition. So now your RFC destination is ready. Okay. So whether this is correctly defined or not, what we have to do is we need to do two tests. Go to utilities, click on test, under that connection test. Okay, it is successful here. You should not find any errors in the red color. So if you find any errors in the red color, that is the meaning of there is some connection problem. So next, another test, utilities test and authorization test. So this is another one. So in case of errors, how it would be? For example, if I give a wrong password, I changed the password, and now click on test, authorization test. So this is how you find the errors. Error details, name or password is incorrect. So before, as soon as you create, check it, connections, whether they are working fine or not. Two types of connection tests, two types of tests have to be done. One is utilities test, connection test, and then other one is authorization test. So it checks the authorizations, whether required authorizations are there for the user ID or not. Okay. So now the RFC destination name which we created is referred to as EC1 client 200. Okay. And from that now onwards, I will be calling it as a connector. So that destination name is nothing but connector. Clear, everyone? So this is the first step. The first step, name itself is create connector. So description, set up an RFC between plugin system and GRC systems. So here in this case, GRC system is GRC 100 and ECC is plugin system GRC 200. Yeah. Any doubt in the first step now so far?
See that?
Yes.
Yeah. I have to one more connection also, right?
Pardon?
I have to create one. I have to connect one more connection, right?
What is
We
one more?
created total RFC, right?
We created?
Total RFC, like system to system.
Yes.
We already created.
In front of you, now I have created, right?
Yeah, but
Yes.
we created only for GRC 200.
Yeah.
Uh, but we have to create one more thing also.
From where to where?
GRC to this one. You given host name for the target system. And as
Yes.
well as GRC host name also have to give the not a target system, but we have to create separately, because how can I know whether it is communicating properly or not? GRC to target system to GRC.
See, just a minute. Just now I said this is what I'm saying. I don't have two
Can you log in?
systems. I don't have two systems. I'm considering GRC 100 as GRC. This is my GRC box, and a GRC 200 client I am treating as ECC system. Okay, and I did this connection. Now according to you, what else connection I have to do?
It will be communicating to GRC system to sorry, internal system, GRC to ECC, and
Yeah,
as well as it will be communicating ECC to GRC. Okay, we should but we should create both, not for single. Am I right?
not required. One connection is enough.
Not required.
Not required. This is fine. One side connection is fine. No need to do it from backend. Again, from ECC to GRC is not required. Okay,
But we
any
have
other
created
doubt?
both, so that's why.
So that as a part of basis they do, as a part of basis for remote connections and all those things they do. But we don't have any necessity for remote connection here.
Still one doubt.
Yeah,
So,
Manjula.
two clients, we are considering them as two systems, right? We are
Yes.
seeing 100 and 200.
Yeah. This is the diagram.
Okay. Yeah. In 100, this connection is a one-way connection, it's not two-way.
Yes, it's not
That is
two
the
way.
concern, right?
Yes.
Okay, third one is 100 client, in 100 client only we are executing SM59. We are setting up this connection, ABAP connection in 100, right?
In 100, yes, like in GRC basically,
And we
not
are,
100. Let us not say 100, let us say GRC.
all right, okay. In GRC on itself, we are specifying that there is some, some ECC 200 logical connection is there. So
Hmm.
you have to connect to that. So all that, whichever we have done, I mean SM59 steps and all,
Uh-huh.
they are done until now in GRC system only, right?
Yes. All the connector
Okay.
configuration we will be doing in GRC only, nothing. We will do nothing in ECC.
Okay.
Okay?
Sridhar, one more thing.
Yeah.
And is it required for this three description maintenance?
Yes, required.
No. And one more thing, internal connectors, and we are going to ABAP related of option, right? To create the RFC, because these are the ABAP systems.
Yes.
But other systems also available, but why you need to go for internal connectors? Internal connectors, logical connectors also available, right? What what we can create using these other options, internal connectors and logical, what it is.
So we have no use of internal connections. We have a use of TCP IP like we do there for Java. When you are connecting a Java system, we'll do it under TCP IP connections.
We will create the internal connectors, logical connectors, and CPI connectors.
They are not required.
No, generally,
I don't know.
but these are the options they are given, right? So in the GRC,
SM59
without
is a
use.
different purpose actually. Okay, SM59 is a basis activity, basis task. They do a lot of things here. They do a lot of internal connections. They do logical connections. We don't need to learn all those things. We are only learning related to GRC thing.
Learning.
We are concentrating on GRC configuration. I am not teaching you the basis tasks.
No, no. Actually, even security guys also we have done some of these connectors level issues also, but we created both of them.
Srinivas, please.
Sorry,
I am
actually,
teaching
don't.
you GRC stuff. I am not teaching you the basis stuff. What exactly is required for GRC, only that I am teaching. Okay?
Sure, carry.
Thank you. Second step. So immediately the same path. Maintain connectors and connection types. So click on that. Under that we have 5 sub-steps to be done. So let us see one by one what are the 5 sub-steps here to be done. So the first one is define connectors sub-step. So I have documented here. Under maintain connectors and connection types, the first step is define connectors. So double click on define connectors. On the right hand side you will see the data related to that particular stuff. So this is what define connectors page related to. So here you need to put your entry now. The system, the connector which you have created in the first step, that has to be entered here. Click on new entry. And enter the connector name which you have created on the top in the first step. The connector name which I have created is EC1 client 200. So give that name. Connection type. What type of connection it is? So ECC is of what type of system basically. So in the based on the list whatever is visible, it is not an enterprise portal, it is not an LDAP, it is not a local data source, it is a SAP system. ECC is a SAP system. So select SAP. Next, always remember target connector should be always the same as your source connector and logical port. So whatever the value you put in target connector, the same thing you should put in your source connector as well as a logical port. And last one, maximum number of background processes here. So this you have to take a feedback from basis team what number you have to maintain here. So there will be some dedicated background work processes for this connector point of view. So how many background work processes we are going to dedicate for this particular connector. So you can leave that empty also, it is not a mandatory one. But do not put a value without taking the suggestion from basis team. So basis team will suggest you what value to put here. It will be generally 2 or 3 number of background processes that are allocated to this particular connector. So that is the first substep under the second step, define connectors. So once you are done with these entries like this, click on save. So that particular step gets saved now. And see whatever you are creating here, it is getting captured in a transport request. So let me create a new request. And we will capture all the connector configuration into this request. So I'm putting the system name as EC1 CLNT 200 connector configuration. Okay, save it. So this is a number 47 request number. So in future wherever we have the requirement to save it in a transport request, we'll save into this request. Okay, that is the first step, sub-step under the second step, 2A. So remember here source connector and the logical port should be same as target connector. This is one of the important interview question as well. So the source connector, generally people think source connector and target connector should be different because the source and target can never be same, but in this case they are one and the same. So coming to 2B, which is a define subsequent connector. So it is a subfolder on the define connectors. Okay, remember one point in GRC, whenever you are going to the subfolder, select an item in the main folder. If you don't select an item and double click on the subfolder, what will happen? So it says choose an entry from sub dialog, define connectors. So in the define connectors, you have to choose an entry. So this is the entry which we created. And then click on define subsequent connector. Now under that connector, you will be going under this now subsequent connector. Now what exactly is a subsequent connector? So subsequent connector is not required for ABAP systems. So this is required only for Java systems. So if you are connecting a Java system, this subsequent connector will be created by a basis team. So basis team will give you the name of the subsequent connector that you have to maintain it here. Not required for ABAP system. Subsequent connector is created by basis team. So here you need to name it. Give the name of that particular connector name. Just give me a minute. Subsequent connector. So subsequent connector is not required for ABAP system. So hence I am skipping this step here because ECC here or our GRC 200 is a ABAP system. And the third one next, C step, define connector groups. Define connector groups. So double click on that. So on the right hand side you will see some groups here. So generally there are some SAP standard groups are available like SAP Basis LG, SAP ECC LG, SAP HR LG. These are standard groups, and the remaining groups what you see are customized ones. So let us create a custom group for us. Okay, so if you think you are working for some client, let us think about like you are working for GA. So we'll put everything for on the name of the client now. It will be easy for us to remember in future and to proceed as a course. So we'll use the client name wherever we go. Right. So I'm naming a connector group. What is the purpose of group first of all? What exactly is a connector group, and what is the necessity? Suppose these are your systems connected. Now for example, GRC is connected to ECC, BW, Finance, SD, Enterprise Portal 1, Enterprise Portal 2. Okay, so here ECC, BW, Finance, SD are all ABAP type. Enterprise Portal 1 and Enterprise Portal 2 are Java based. Okay, so what I am doing is I am grouping together the similar sort of systems. As all the four systems are ABAP, I'll just make them as an ABAP group. These two are Java. I'll make them as a Java group, and I'll create two groups basically. So what is the purpose of this group is, instead of doing the configuration system wise, you can do the configuration entirely to the group. To this group you can do the configuration. Getting my point? Instead of doing the configuration system to system, individual system. So if you are doing it to individual system, you need to repeat it 4 times here. You need to do for ECC, you need to do for BW, you need to do for finance, you need to do for SD. So instead, what I am saying is the group concept is group them together as one group and then do the configuration to this group, and which contains the 4 systems. So that will be the advantage of having a connector group. And not only that, in ARA, this connector group concept is mandatory. So you'll understand, again, we'll come back to this topic when we start ARA configuration, because there you will understand better why if the connector group is not defined, what will be the difficulty. You'll understand then.
Sridhar, can you explain again why need for this one?
Okay, in SU01 we have user group concept, right? In SU01, we have the concept of user group. What is the advantage of the user group?
By using user group, the specific of all the users, whatever we are restricting the create or change, whatever we are restricting under this S_user_GRP,
Hmm.
so the specific of user group of users, they can able to do all those things like
Okay.
create, change, whatever we are maintained
No, that is
under
related to
this objects.
authorizations. I'm generally asking
That is,
if a user is not defined
mm,
with a user group. Suppose you did not
user
define
is
user groups to any user in your organization,
okay.
and you want to lock all the users except basis and security. Is it possible?
Do you want?
There is no user group maintained to any user in your organization.
Mm-hmm.
And my requirement is now lock all the users except basis and security.
Except basis and security.
Yes, teams. Except basis and security teams, remaining everyone should be locked in the system.
Yeah, we can log, right?
How we can lock?
Logging, it's also same thing, right?
Yeah, can tell me the procedure, just how do
The
you do it?
administrator can do that.
Yeah, how do you do it generally?
Logging purpose, if I have access, okay, to
Hmm.
log this all the users,
Hmm.
okay, without group concept, but we can't do that.
Without group concept?
Yeah, we can't do that because we need access on this for all the users. For example, the basis team related user group. So all those whatever the groups are available under this SNS_GRP. Okay, those user group only I can do some log
See,
or
see, see.
change whatever it's
I'm
may
not
be. I
talking
can
about
do.
authorization. You have SAP All
Hmm.
Access. Okay, you have SAP All Access.
Yeah, we can do that.
You have
SAP
SAP All
all.
Access.
Okay,
My requirement is
okay.
no user is assigned with any user group. And your requirement, I need to lock all users except basis and security. How can you do this?
All users does not have any user group, right?
Yes. No user group is maintained to any user.
No issue. That is not required. We can do that.
How you will do it?
Do it means as usually, but in our organization, some of the users does not have any user group, but
Okay.
we can log. Yeah, we can able to log for all the users. So whatever the
Now,
users
can
are
you do
having
that activity what I
without.
asked or not? Say yes or no, that's it.
Yeah, I can. We can do
Yes,
that.
tell me how you can do, tell me.
Tell me means I have access right to do all the users.
Yes, sir. I'll go to SU01 transaction or which
I have
transaction you
this
want to
all
go
the access
and
right
tell me what to
without
do.
any restrictions. We can do that.
Yeah,
Hmm?
I went to SU10.
Sorry.
You want me to go to SU10 or SU01?
Okay. Whatever we want to log the users.
Huh.
So who is not having this user group? So all the users we can put it in our SU10 or even multiple users. If you have multiple users, you can go for the SU10 or else you can go
Yes,
for
my
this
question here is
SU0.
how will you pull the list of all users excluding basis and security?
Excluding basis and pull the report. Report. It's not. Yeah, based on naming conversions like the different of users group, but in our organizations, hello.
Leave about your organization. My condition I'm asking
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, condition. Yeah, I can agree, but there is the two possibilities. Okay,
Hmm.
that is only for the user group and as well as in case user group is not available through user naming conversion, we can segregate. But there is
Okay.
too
Okay.
difficult,
Okay.
but we
Wait.
can.
Wait. Manjula, can you answer this my question?
Yes, we have.
Okay. I said
Yes.
no user is assigned to a user group. Okay. My requirement now is lock all the users except excluding security and basis teams. How will you do this?
I mean, like, if you want to look all the users, I mean, excluding these two particular groups, it will be difficult. If we have certain user groups, we can go via authorization data, I mean, change authorization data, and then give the specific user groups, and then we can be able to lock it.
No, first of all, my question is how will you pull the list of users excluding the security and basis? How do you know who is a security, who is a basis guy?
That will not be able to pull.
Pardon?
That we will not be able to.
It is difficult. If you don't maintain user group, it will be difficult for us to do the mass locking concept. Same way here, if you don't connect, if you define the connector groups here, it will be difficult for us. We can lock, but it takes lot of time to search first to list down the users and then do the locking activity. Similarly, if the group concept is not here, instead of repeating the configuration system wise, we can do the entire thing to a group. The configuration, group configuration can be done.
Actually, the one question I have here,
Yeah.
as you said that if we maintain these user groups in terms of configuration, it will be easier for us, right? Uh, for all the above systems, we can maintain if we just group them in above group.
No, I didn't get your question. Can you repeat the question again?
Earlier, we were actually discussing what is the importance of maintaining I mean groups, not user groups,
Okay.
groups here.
Yeah.
So that configuration, we are doing it for all other systems, we can categorize them. So whatever configuration we are doing, it will be applicable to all other systems. That's what you told, right?
Yeah. I'll repeat again the statement what I'm saying. See,
Mm-hmm.
I will do some steps, right, for connecting, for doing this connector configuration between ECC and GRC.
Yes.
Okay. Again, I have to repeat the same steps for BW also.
Yes.
Again, similarly, I have to repeat the steps for finance also.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Instead of repeating for the 5 steps for every system, group them together as one group and now do the configuration 5 steps to this group as a whole.
Where we can use this concept in GRC.
That you will understand in ARA concept. When we come to ARA, you will again understand.
ARA, yeah, I know
Today,
that in ARA concept level, when you are run the risk, there is no need to go for the all each and every system. So we can select for this all the group and we can do it. But
Okay.
you are telling in the different way. That's why I am confusing what you are saying.
See, as of now, how can I expect that you also already know ARA? If I say
No,
directly
no, no. But
ARA, if I say directly system wise, all the people in the group, who will understand about your concept?
no, no, no. But you are telling that is
Don't talk
different. This
about
is
the
different
future
something.
topics. Don't talk about the future topics. I'm trying to make you understand with the current concepts. Okay, don't talk about ARA now. We have not yet started ARA, so don't confuse other people
Yeah.
now talking ARA. Okay, Manjula, don't worry. You'll get more clarity when we actually go to ARA and what is the advantage of having a group. And not only
I mean,
here, in other components also, we use this group concept a lot. In ARM also, we use this group concept.
okay,
Connector group
I
concept,
mean,
what I'm talking about.
configuration in terms of RFC only or some other
So latter
uh,
component-wise configuration, I'm talking about. Connector configuration, we don't have any changes.
okay.
But when you go to
Mm-hmm.
component-wise, like ARA configuration, ARM configuration, so there it will be useful for us. This regarding this connector this connector group.
Okay, sure. Fine, fine.
Okay. So let
Yeah.
me create a group here now. How to connect? How to create a group now? Where are we? Under common component settings, integration framework, maintain connectors and connection types. So under that, connector groups, define connector groups. So as I told you, we'll take a project name as GE, or let us take bench, the client name. Suppose if you are working for bench, so I'll create a group name called as BENZ underscore ABAP, or you can type like this, GROUP, bench group. So copying it into the same transport request. The group has been created. So the name I given is bench group. Okay, clear so far now? And then immediately sub-steps we have assign connector groups to group types. Here it did not define here. It is also SAP. So below that you have assign connector groups to group types. So double click on it, because I told you as it is sub-step again, sub folder under the main folder. So you need to select an entry. If you don't select an entry and go to directly the subfolder, at the bottom you can see it says uh, just a minute, it is stuck. I don't know what happened. Okay, it will not allow us to go inside. So you have to select any one entry in the main folder, define connector groups. So select that bench group and then double click on the subfolder. Assign connector group to group type. So here the group type, the bench group, you have to define it is of what type. So click on new entries, see the types. There are 4 types available. So always go for logical group here. So for AC, it is given as per the guide, you should go for logical group. If it is for PC, you should even also go for automated monitoring framework. So for AC, it is logical group, and for PC, we go for automated monitoring framework. So I'm not defining automated monitoring framework, I'm just defining the logical group and saving it. So assign connector groups to group types is logical group. Okay, so group types is logical group. Now in the group we are placing the connectors. Assign connectors to connector groups. So in this group, how many systems I can place? So I am placing first my system, EC1 client 200. Enter. Similarly, according to this diagram, as I told you, you will also include BW, you will also include finance, provided that connector has to be defined first in the first step, so that you can select them entries. You can put multiple systems under the same group. So let me put also EH6, enter, save it. Now under this group I have 2 systems, EC1 client 200 and EH6 client 200. So like this you can have BW, you can have finance, you can have SD under the same group name. So in future, wherever you want to do configuration, instead of doing system wise, we will do to this group now. We will do as a whole to the bench group. Instead of doing it for system wise configuration, we will do it for the entire group. So these are the total 5 steps under the second step. So once again, maintain connectors and connection types. Under the first step is define connector. So define connector means just define source connector and target connector as. So this is the one we have entered. Give the target connector same as source connector and logical port and connection type SAP. Then subsequent connector not required for ABAP systems, only required for Java systems. Define connector groups. So create a group of your own if you need it. Otherwise, you can use the existing group also. And then if a new group is created, that group has to be defined as a logical group. And under that group, what all connectors you have to place them in the last step. So this is all about the second step under the connector configuration. Yeah, any doubts here in second step now?
Hi Sridhar, we have doubts in here.
Yeah.
But here there is source connector, right? We
Yes.
discussed about
Yes. Yeah.
what it use for source connector,
What is?
use of source connector.
Suppose this is your diagram. This is GRC system. And this is your ECC, the other one. And this is a connection you have established between the two. And the connection name what you gave is, what is the name of this connection we have given? EC1 CLNT 200. That is the name of the connector, right?
Yeah.
So in the target connector place, we have given the same name. This is the name we have given in the target connector. Now, where is the data, actual data? What is data actually? For risk analysis, we need users. For risk analysis, we need roles. Where are these roles and users are available? In GRC or in ECC?
Yes.
So, this system will act as a source system for data like users, roles, profiles, etc. Hence, the source connector is also given the same name here. So you have to tell to this, for this connection, which will be acting as your source connector, from where the data is coming. From ECC, the data is coming. And from which client again? 200 client of ECC. Hence the same name is given, just like a connector name.
One more thing, and target connector, source connector, you given the same client number, but
Yes.
how the system is understanding whether it is the target connector or source connector. It should be different, but as you discussed, but we given the same thing. But how it works?
The name of this connector, what is the name of this connection? The name of this connection
Connection?
is what?
Yes. Name of the connection means is from JRC to AC, right?
Yeah. What did we name it?
But there is the two connectors. What? Yeah, AC one client 200.
Yes. Okay. Hence this is the
And
value here. Okay.
yeah,
Wait. The name of the connection between GRC and ECC, this is the name. Okay. Now for this connection, which is the source and which is the target?
the source system is ECC.
That's why
Hello.
EC1 client 200 again.
Target connector GRC should be there, right? Both are same. How it is possible?
This is the name of that connector. That is the target connector basically.
Connector. I understood.
Hmm.
But here we are maintain the same thing. The source connector and target connector also same.
Yes, it will be same
As we
only.
discussed.
It has to be same.
Has to
So
be same.
you are talking
How
target
can I
connector from
differentiate?
GRC point of view.
Yeah, for example, the data, if you want to
So
transfer from
okay,
this
from GRC point
target
of view,
system to source
what is the
system.
target?
Uh,
Target is ECC. Hence EC1
mm,
client 200 is target connector. From data point of
yeah.
view, which is acting as a source, again ECC. So again ECC is a source connector for the data.
Okay. But there is no GRC connectors not required
Not
as
required.
you discussed. Okay, but both are same, but the data, how it is transfer
It
from
gets
day to
transferred.
day,
That is
that is
the
the GRC.
logic. Yes, it gets transferred. If it is a not, it is not getting transferring, we'll come back and we'll adjust. Any other doubt?
And different connectors, subsequent connectors that it is using by the basis gas, right? For net, what is that? Internet connection type, something Java
Java
connectors.
type of connector.
Purpose they are using, right?
Yes.
Okay, but and is it required for this subsequent GRC? It's not required. This is the optional or what?
For which it is required?
No. When you are configuring the GRC, is it required for
Not
this
required for
subsequent
above
connectors?
systems.
As,
Read this line here.
yeah. So that's why mostly if you
What is your
require,
doubt
then we
now?
can do it.
Not required for above systems. Is there any discrepancy in the statement, or it is a vague statement? The statement
Not
is very
required.
clear. Not required for above systems.
No. Mm. As what I am, I have some doubt. What is that? So if you want to configure some of the Java connectors,
Yeah.
so is it possible to do within the configuration? That is my intention.
It is
Okay.
required for Java. It is must for Java, I'm saying. You have to define for a Java system, subsequent connector has to be defined. Who will give you the subsequent connector? Subsequent connector name is given to you by basis team. Is created by basis team and is given to you by basis team.
Either for it's not.
Any other doubt?
And one more thing, workflow numbers. As we discussed, workflow numbers, right? Two, three, something. It depends.
Workflow
It
numbers.
is
What is
decided by
workflow?
the
What is
base.
workflow?
Workflow means that is I'm telling.
Where did we discuss?
So background,
Where
some
did
of
we discuss about workflow?
discuss, right? Workflow means that is a workflow number you are mentioned, right? When you are created for this connector group something, so there is workflow option is there, right? And a number. It's not showing any workflow dynamic conversion. Just it is
No,
one tab is
which
there.
topic you are
You can
talking
go.
about? Which topic you are talking about? Where is
I
that
am
workflow?
talking about the same thing.
Which point
Okay,
here?
just
Which point here?
go to the SAP and whatever you are created.
Yeah, SAP, where is that workflow?
Yeah, go to the different connectors, connector different definitions of different connector. There is one option is there. That is end of the
Which one? First one, create connectors.
no. Go to the same option. Wherever you are created the connector group,
Yeah,
the same thing. The
yes.
same connector type definition and different connectors. Go to different connectors.
Define connectors.
Go to
Yes.
different connectors. Yeah, maximum number of backgrounds, right?
Yeah. Where is workflow here? What is
No,
your,
no, no,
what is your
background. Sorry,
question?
sorry. No,
Yeah.
no, so wrongly I'm asking. This is the background, right?
Background
What
work
is
processes.
use of, yeah, work process, right?
What is the use of
And
background work
here we can,
processes? You have to know that first of all. As a SAP security consultant, you need to know what is the use of background
yeah,
work
it will run
processes.
some of the data. Yeah. It will run some data from system to system. So how many? So it depends. 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Now what is your question?
How many they are?
Yeah. Now
Depends.
coming back to your question, what is your question?
No. How much? My question is, is there any specific number we can give this much specifically? So otherwise we can put in blank or what? So that's where that is
Just
meant.
to go back to the video or the recollect what I said. Can someone tell me what I said here? Anyone else? Manoj, can you tell me what did I say? What number you have to maintain here? Or anybody else? Can someone tell me what did I tell you regarding this background work processes?
This background work process is maintained by the basis guys. We must discuss with them and we must keep the number what they are providing.
Right. So I said some number has to be defined here. Take the input of basis team and maintain that number. Don't take any own decisions. That is what I have tell you. I have repeated this line twice and you have not yet heard correctly. Srinivas. So talk to basis team and then maintain.
No, my intention is it required for this? No. Basis team will contact. I am talking about this option. This is we can put it in blank. What that is a blank. What it will happen?
Did I put any value here? It is blank now. Nothing will happen.
Yeah, Sridhar has already mentioned that it's not a mandatory thing, so it
Yes.
can be left blank.
Yes. It is not a mandatory. We can leave it blank. Okay. Right then. So I'll close the session today. So we have 3 more steps to be discussed. Okay, Srinivas, if this is the case, I want to drop you from this class. I don't want you to join this class from tomorrow onwards because the class is getting delayed a lot. Generally, I used to complete this topic in 1 hour, but this because of you, the class is getting delayed a lot. Please do not join the class from tomorrow.
Nah, I don't want to join your class because sorry for interruption.
Yeah.
And as you are discussed and you are asked some of the questions, if you have any doubts, please ask to me. So that's why we are asking. Unnecessary, I am
What
not
is you are asking? Every step
interrupting
you
your
are
class.
repeating. Every step you are repeating. When I'm
Not
communicating
repeating.
that step,
Whatever.
see, when I'm communicating a step, you should stop me there itself and ask me why this is not defined. After completion of the topic, entire topic, again you are coming to each step wise. How much time it is taking for me to cover
No.
each topic now?
See, as you are asking some questions, we are telling the answers, right? And as well as whatever we have the questions, we need to rectify, right? Without rectifying
Yes,
blindly, how
yes.
can I listen what you are saying,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
That is correct.
Sorry, I cannot meet your expectations. So
We,
please do not
no,
join
no,
the
no, no.
class.
See.
See,
No,
Srinivas,
I
my
don't want
sincere
to see that.
request.
Yesterday also that I will, no. Yesterday
Waste
and
of
you were
time. Close the session.
See,
index people they are telling if
huh?
you're not yesterday class I have a lot of questions but he unable to give answers but I don't want to join this class but they again call to me
Hmm.
okay today they will give whatever you have the request they maybe give some answers so that's why I joined so
Okay,
I
fine.
don't want to join today class okay fine thank you
Okay,
thanks
fine.
for your
Thanks. Thanks.
okay
Sorry, I
don't
cannot meet your
join
expectations.
because I'm already
Do not.
working on the GS.
I cannot.
Okay,
I
okay.
cannot meet your expectations. Do not join the class from tomorrow. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. Not only one person, all the persons.
Yeah.
Same
Thank
thing.
you. Okay, guys. Sorry for all the disturbance for all the last 3 classes. So we'll have a good sessions from tomorrow onwards. So leave it from today onwards, from since today. So the discussion should be healthy discussion. Unnecessary discussion. You can see what the way he is asking all the questions. Okay. So meanwhile, if you have any doubts now, let me know. Remaining guys, Anupama, Manjula, or Manoj. Okay, just go through the video. I'll send you the video now. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me tomorrow also. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Thanks everyone for joining. So tomorrow we'll complete this connector configuration and I'll also sync jobs if possible.
Okay,
Thanks.
sir. And coming
Thanks everyone.
to WhatsApp group, do we need to mail numbers to your email address?
Okay, so just ping me on this number so that I can add you to the group. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right then. Thanks everyone.